Welcome everyone, this is the AI Campa, and today we have the first episode of the new podcast Level Up. So Level Up is a podcast of course about gaming, and we're going to make a fusion between the artificial intelligence and the personal experience on the game. So artificial intelligence, we're just going to talk about some insights about the game, about everything extra. Me, I'm going to talk about my experience of the game. So today, as you see in the title, we're going to bring it back again. This is our first game. Is called Bloodborne. Bloodborne, I don't know, but Bloodborne probably are going to. I will tell you where to put later because I've been playing the game from Soulsware and some another Souls like, and I'm going to tell you where I'm going to put Bloodborne and why. Okay, so Bloodborne. So I play Bloodborne thanks to because I will not lie, Bloodborne was my first experience with from software. But my first experience from software was Dark Souls 1 remastered for Nintendo Switch, and that was in 2020 with the pandemic. I remember one friend of mine that's having and told me, "You need to play this game, Luis. You need to play this game because it's important and it's very nice." So I say, "Okay, so you know what? Let's play it." And was difficult, but difficult too much. I did too much. And why for me? Because I was not get used to this, the mechanic of the game, the difficulty of the boss, all this. But in the end, was a very nice experience. After that, I play Souls 3. I still don't play the 2 actually, and Demon Souls also, no. I play and pass Elden Ring with the DLC. Life of P with Souls like another crab treasure, also very nice. Very touchy. We will have a discussion about that game because that game it give you one reflection. I think a lot of people who play it they can feel it. So let's focus on what we have today. It's called Bloodborne. So when I start to play in Bloodborne, first impression, the environment. This gothic Victorian time is like you playing some game of I don't know, Nosferatu. I remember the game of Nosferatu, Dracula, all these game of Draculas also, Castlevania also. I was like thinking by continuing the game, the Castlevania, if they do one Castlevania in like Bloodborne, wow, should be very nice. Should be very nice. And we have for Castlevania games like Castlevania 64 or Castlevania Circle of the Moon. That's very good. But so the first impression. So we start the game. I start the game, and no shield. So how am I going to defend all these people? Seriously, how am I going to defend? I found only one shield, and this doesn't work. One wooden shield, I remember, doesn't work at all. And the parry system is very important here, very important. Okay, very important. Uh, the bosses are quickly, and I think after 2-3 times you can catch how to beat them. That is not difficult, but so it's difficult. But if you catch the way, so the things to be catched, you can. At that point you can, but it's kind of difficult. When I say difficult, is because you focus it in how to beat them in the moment. Then when you start to analyze the pattern of the boss, that you can nail it. So Bloodborne have this particularity, the own outfit of the main character, the hunter, which is very nice. The history. The history is a very, very nice story. I know this is based in. We're going to talk about now. So I prepared some stuff that I found, but I know. Uh, I mean, I know this was inspired in the stories of the 30s or 40s, something like this. Uh, and the game we're talking about it, this game already have, if was launched in 24th of March, so that's on 2015. That's mean this game already has 10 years, 10 years, and it's still it's difficult to find a game equal like this. I know one, but in his own style. That one is not like let's match like a Bloodborne 2 that I think everyone or every single gamer wants to do that. Wants to have a Bloodborne 2. So the DLC of Bloodborne, this is something I didn't play. I didn't play the DLC of Bloodborne. I should play it actually. But the thing of Bloodborne is that you want more, and I think you can have. I know the DLC is like a back in time, but I also think they can be like a spin off. No spin off. It's like a what happened in the infection didn't stay there and go to another in the same timeline in another place, but because there was so many hunters, the one that hunters can go or can coexist in another place, in another country. It is nice. I found fascinating, but this is the point why this game is so good. So you see the principal scores, for example, Metacritic given 92 over 100. That was by the criticism, and 8.9 over 10 the players. Open Critic 91%, but with 98% of recommendation. IGN 9.1 of 10. Game Informer 9.75 of 10. GameSpot 9 of 10. And the Japanese Famitsu 36 over 40. You see, almost perfect. And this was when this game go out. I think if we put in the same game, just the same game, and we bring now 2025, I don't think this is going to change too much. And probably because of so many failures in 10 years that we face as the gamers with the new era games, I think even can increase this number. I think Miyazaki was, Miyazaki created the Souls, and then I think Miyazaki with this game, he just try to create his own dark gothic side, the history side. But you know what is interesting? This is a game that you can have even a movie or a series, animated series. Probably would be the best. I can't stop thinking in this. Well, okay, so experience under the game. Oh, this was just my personal opinion. So the experience during the game. You see, the experience during the game, I think in terms of the bosses, so I'm going to enter it a little spoiler for those who didn't play yet the Bloodborne. But I think, and I can be sure, Padre Gascoigne was not so difficult. I think if you don't go with the fire to put in your blade, the nightmare can become difficult just because they have this witches who give you that hard time with the fireball. But that can be one of the, because in the end, the last two, if you get one of the finals, actually, if the last two no was so much difficult. Well, I reached with one good level thanks to the dungeons and the calices, but I don't think it was so much difficult like the Nightmare. Nightmare would take me time. Nightmare take me time. I remember Amelia. It didn't take me too much time because I almost died. I beat it in the first one, but I almost I almost died because my last the hell bard it was in the minimum. I remember I was yeah, come on, I don't have anything to lose. I'm going to lose anyway. Boom, but I didn't lose. In the end, that is very good. Very good again. My personal opinion, I give it 9 of 10. So LevelUP is given 9 of 10 to this game. 9. You know what? 10 of 10. I don't see any flaw in this game. I don't. Personally, for me, it's one of the best games I ever played. By far. By far. So, but to don't look after a perfection, because no games is totally perfect. Only 2 games is perfect. We will have a time to talk about that. We're going to give it a 9 of 10. So Bloodborne, I'm going to put it in 9 of 10. Okay. So now my partner is going to talk about some insights and some curiosities about the game. And for that, thank you very much for watching the first episode of LevelUP. I let you with my partner. See you. Bye-bye.
Welcome, hunters. So today, we're going to decode the unwritten rules of Bloodborne, one of the most, let's be honest, challenging games ever made. Now, this isn't a lore breakdown. Think of it as an explainer for all those hidden systems that'll make your next hunt a whole lot smoother, braver, and, way more successful. Let's dive in. Yeah, this is basically your secret field guide. We're going to pull back the curtain on all the little mechanics the game just kind of expects you to figure out through trial and a lot of error. This should help bridge that gap between total frustration and that incredible feeling of mastery that Bloodborne is all about. If you're coming into this from other action RPGs, you are probably asking this exact question, right? You've got your weapon, you've got your stats, but something just feels fundamentally off. And you know what? You're right. Bloodborne isn't just a change of scenery, it's a complete shift in philosophy. And this slide right here, it just illustrates that shift perfectly. See, traditional RPGs, they teach you to be patient, right? Block with a shield, wait for an opening to attack. Bloodborne punishes that mindset. The fact that there are hardly any shields isn't an oversight, it's a direct lesson from the designers. The game is forcing you to be aggressive, to create your own openings, because hesitation, well, it's death. So, to succeed, you really have to unlearn all those old habits and just embrace the core rules of Yharnam. And the first, most important rule is that aggression isn't just a playstyle, it's an actual mechanic. And the rally system is just a brilliant example of this. When you take damage, you'll see part of your health bar turns orange. If you hit an enemy back and do it quickly, you actually regain that health. The game is literally rewarding you for fighting back. So remember this, taking damage isn't a signal to run away and heal, it's a green light to counterattack. Okay, so once you understand that aggression is rewarded, you can start learning the actual rhythm of combat. Because it's not about mindlessly flailing your weapon around, it's more like a calculated, really brutal dance. And that dance breaks down into a simple, super effective combat triangle. Dodge, strike, reset. Now, look at step 1. This is crucial. Dodge into the attack, not away from it. I know it feels wrong, but it puts you in the perfect position to strike back. Then land 1 or 2 safe hits, don't get greedy, and then get out. 2 safe hits are always better than 4 risky ones that'll just get you killed. Now that firearm in your left hand, it's not really for dealing damage. Think of it as a timing tool. A well-timed shot just as an enemy is about to hit you will stagger them, opening them up for a visceral attack, which is this incredibly high-damage critical hit. This is how you create huge openings in a fight.
And this is exactly why practicing your parry timing is so vital. I mean, sure, grinding for levels will give you a small boost, but mastering the parry on just one enemy type? That will teach you the core rhythm of the entire game and give you the confidence to take on pretty much anything.
Speaking of tools, let's talk about your primary weapon. Bloodborne's trick weapons are some of the most unique and versatile weapons in any game, period. And understanding them is absolutely key. You see, every single trick weapon basically has two personalities. The compact form is usually fast, perfect for one-on-one fights. But then you transform it and the trick form is often slower but has way more reach, which is ideal for controlling crowds. A really skilled hunter learns to switch between these two forms fluidly, sometimes even in the middle of a combo. So your starting choice really matters. The Saw Cleaver, for instance, has a hidden damage bonus against beasts, and it's just a DPS machine. The Hunter Axe is a crowd control monster, especially with that charged spin attack. We all know the one. And the Threaded Cane, that's a real finesse weapon that turns into a whip, perfect for keeping enemies at a safe distance. All right, now that we've covered the core mechanics, let's talk about building your character. It's not about grinding for hours and hours. It's about making smart, efficient choices. And here is a critical tip. Prioritizing weapon upgrades over leveling up your stats gives you a much bigger power boost, especially early on. Finding those bloodstone shards to get your weapon to +3 is a total game changer. And when you do level up, you need to be aware of soft caps. As you can see on this chart, you get huge returns on your stats up to about level 25. But after that, the returns start to diminish pretty significantly. So don't waste your precious blood echoes chasing perfect numbers, especially on a first playthrough. Invest where it actually counts. So, where does it count first? Vitality. Your first major milestone should be getting your health stat to 25. Why? Simple. Surviving just one extra hit gives you another chance to learn, another chance to use the rally system, and another chance to win. That is infinitely more valuable than a tiny bit of extra damage. This all leads to the most important mindset shift you can possibly make, especially when it comes to the game's infamous bosses. You need to outsmart them, not just try to overpower them by grinding. Oh man, we have all been there. Hitting a wall, dying over and over and over again, feeling like you're just not strong enough. But 9 times out of 10, I promise you, the problem isn't your level. So, before you go off to grind, just stop and ask yourself these questions. Is my weapon upgraded enough? Do I know even one safe moment where I can attack this boss? Do I know if there's a parry window? And am I just burning through all my stamina attacking, leaving nothing for a dodge? This checklist helps you figure out the real problem, which is almost always tactical, not statistical. And this little framework turns bosses into a textbook you can actually study. So on your first few attempts, just observe. Don't even attack. Your only goal is to identify one single move that you can safely punish. Then commit to only attacking during that window, and no more than 2 hits. This turns that frantic panic into a methodical lesson. This quote right here perfectly captures the mindset you need. Death in Bloodborne isn't failure, it's research, it's data. Every time you die, you should learn something new. Observe what killed you, come up with a little hypothesis on how to avoid it, and then test it on your next run. Then you just repeat that process. And that's really the heart of it all. Bloodborne rewards curiosity and action. By understanding these unwritten rules, from the rally system all the way to this boss fighting framework, you can transform that frustration into fascination and that curiosity into true mastery. Good hunt, Hunter.